All right, distributive property and factoring, okay? The distributive property states, if A times B plus C equals AB plus AC. And we find that out because what's on the outside of the parentheses, we multiply it by what's on the inside. So we multiply A times B and A times C. So we have AB plus AC. And those are positive because this is a positive here and this is a positive here. All right, to distribute, and get rid of the parentheses, simply multiply the number on the outside by all terms on the inside, just like we did up there in the example. All right, if you remember these two steps, you'll never have a problem, okay? So step one is to distribute. And step two is to simplify. And that's when you're going to combine all the like terms, okay? Just don't leave it. If you can combine like terms, you go ahead and combine them, okay? But remember, if they don't look alike, you don't combine them, okay? Don't make up your own rules, okay? Remember your rules that we talked about before. All right, so examples. But before I do examples, I'm going to go ahead and remember this, our oldie but goodie tic-tac-toe board. Because some of us forget sometimes when we multiply or divide positive and negatives, we forget our rules. So I'm going to go ahead and make that over there just so I remember. All right, so the first step was we multiply or we distribute what's on the outside, and we're going to distribute what's inside. We're going to multiply by inside. So we have 3 times x gives me 3x. 3 times 6y gives me a positive 18y. And 3 times 2 is 6. All right, step 2 was to simplify. I can't simplify anything else. Neither of these 3 terms, I can't combine anything. Okay, so I'm stopping. All right, we're gonna do the same thing here. Negative 4x times 2x. So I have a negative and a positive, so my answer is going to be negative. And 4 times 2 is 8. And I have an x times x. It's going to be x squared. Okay? This is something new, okay? So I have a negative 4x times a 2x. We got negative 8 squared. And then we have a negative 4 times a negative 8. So I'm going to go over here. Negative times a negative, I get a positive 32 what? X. Because I can't forget about that x where that negative 4 is, can I? That coefficient has a variable. Can't forget about it. All right. Question. Guess what? We got 2 terms here. Do they look alike? No. So I have to stop. Okay? Because negative 8x squared and 32x, they don't look identical. Okay? Remember, we're looking for twins and triplets when we combine terms. Okay? So we don't have anything that looks alike, so I have to stop. All right, let's move on. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. All right, do I have a term outside of a parentheses here to distribute? Look closely.
8c plus c.
Nope, see here I got a C, I got a plus on here. What do I have over here?
-3 times.
Nothing says I can't go backwards. Okay, so I can go backwards here. So what's -3 times a -5? Negative and a negative. Positive. So I'm going to go ahead and write my 15 right here. Okay, -3 times C. Okay, and this was a positive 15, so that's why I have my plus sign here. And what am I going to do with this 8C over here? I'm just going to bring it down. All right, step 2 was to simplify. Can I simplify? Yeah. So what do I got? 5C plus 15. So if you leave it like this, it's not right because you haven't simplified. You haven't combined everything that can be combined. All the like terms can't be combined together. Okay? So don't stop here. Keep on going. All right, this one next over here. All right, we have a negative and then parentheses 5x minus 9. The easiest way to do this, I always go ahead and I put a -1 times 5x minus 9. Okay? That way you can hold that space right there and you know that you're not going to drop your sign. Okay? So let's go ahead and do this. What's -1 times 5x? -5x. And what's a -1 times a -9? 9, right? It'll all make sense a little bit better when we start practicing. All right, let's go down here. I'm going to zoom it back in a little bit and out. All right. Factoring algebraic expressions. That word factor. Rewind to 6th grade. Remember you used the word factor sometimes. When did you remember the word factor? Come on. Factor, like greatest common factor. So what is a factor? Ivan. It's a number that can go and do what? Okay, so if I gave you 15 as a number, what are the factors of 15? Okay. Yes, okay, perfect. So you know what factor is, you just have to be reminded occasionally, okay? So to factor algebraic expressions, factor out the greatest common factor, or GCF. The GCF is the largest number that divides into all terms, and you can underline all. All right, so this is what we call an area model, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're kind of doing the reverse of what has been given to us before, okay? We're going to go ahead and do the reverse. We're going to figure out what goes on the outside, and this would be the inside. This would be like the parentheses, okay? So we need to find the GCF. So what's the GCF, or the greatest common factor, of 8 and 32? What we got here? What's the greatest common factor? 8. Good. Okay. I heard it back there somewhere. I just didn't see hands. All right, so let's see how we do here. All right, so 8, we get 8 here. So what has to go up here? What did I have to multiply to get 8x? 1. We're just doing it a little backwards. That's all we're doing. No, the x is here. 8 times 1 will give me 8x.
But how do you get x there?
Oh, it'd be x, yeah. 1x. That'd be fine. Yeah, 1x. Or just x. Yes, Sam, you're right. All right, and 8 times what gave me 32? So 8, and we're just going to rewrite this. X plus 4. That would give me what? 8x plus 32. We're just having to work for it here a little bit. It's not given to us, okay? All right, so let's do it. 3x plus 9. What's my GCF here? What's that number that's going to go on the outside of my parentheses? 3. So we're going to do 3 on the outside. All right, so what's going to go on the inside? Or x, yep. And then what else? What 3? Plus 3. Let's check our answer. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. It doesn't take you that long to check it to make sure that you're right. All right, the next one, 12s plus 16. What's my GCF here? 4. All right, so 4 is going to go on the outside of my parentheses. What's going to go on the inside to give me 12s eventually? 3s. And how am I going to get 16? Plus 4. Check it. 4 times 3 is 12s. 4 times 4 is? All right, I want you to go ahead and try the last 2 on your own real quick. This is a little formative assessment. Go ahead and do it yourself. All right, who wants to take a crack at 10 plus 100m? First of all, let's see who it is. All right. Mason, what you got? First of all, tell me the GCF first. 10 is my GCF. All right, so when 10 goes on my outside of my parentheses, what goes inside? What, honey? So if I have 10 here, if I put here, it would be 100. I want to keep it the same as here. So how am I going to get 10 times 1 is going to give me 10. 10 plus 100m. So how am I going to get 10 here? What can I multiply by 10 to keep 10? 1. Okay? So now how am I going to get 100, Mason? 10 times what equals 100? But I'm going to have to do what? I'm going to have to put my variable here, right? Which is going to be? Okay, let's check it. 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times 10m is what? 100m. Yes, Cam. You want to do the next one? Okay. All right, first of all, tell me the GCF for 36x plus 63xy. Nope, you got one bigger. Bigger, yeah, there's one that's bigger. Yeah, Sam. 9. Okay, and actually my GCF here could be 9 what? X, okay? And do you see why it could be X? Because I have an X and I have the XY. So I'm going to go ahead and use 9X on my outside, okay? So if I have 9X, what has to go on the inside to give me 36X? 4. Okay? Then how am I going to get 63XY? Plus 7Y. Good. Let's check it. 9X times 4. 36X. 9X plus 7Y. Be what? 63XY. Now, I combined X and Y here. Did I add or subtract them? No, I multiplied them. Okay, so you can combine them there. Okay, this is something entirely new. It might take a little bit of practice seeing this, but multiplying, we can combine them. But remember, when we combine like terms, we add and subtract. Can't do it, can we? Okay. All right, put that to the side. You might need it in a second.